Billie Eilish is a one-of-a-kind talent, one-of-a-kind person, and has had quite the story to the place where she is today. So I'm here to tell it. Billie Eilish Pirate Baird O'Connell, great name by the way, was born on December 18, 2001 in good old Los Angeles, California as the daughter of an actor in Patrick O'Connell and an actress and teacher in Maggie Beard. Billie's middle name Eilish was initially supposed to be her first name, with Pirate as the middle one, but things changed, and let's just say that it worked out pretty well. Growing up, Billie was raised in the Highland Park neighborhood of LA, while her and her brother Phineas were homeschooled by their mother, a decision made in order to spend time with them, and upon that, give them the freedom to pursue their own interests. Beard taught them the basics of songwriting, and Billie credits her brother and mother for inspiring her to get into music, alongside learning how to dance, act, create art, and everything in between growing up. At only age 6, Billie started playing the ukulele, and at age 11 wrote her first song for her mother's songwriting class, a song about the zombie apocalypse inspired by The Walking Dead, funny enough. Throughout this time, Billie performed at talent shows and even joined the Los Angeles Children's Choir at age 8, developing a love for anything and everything to do with music. Although Billie tried out acting a bit, she was not the biggest fan, although she enjoyed recording background dialogue for crowd scenes, and even worked on films like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Ramona and Beezus, and the X-Men series. While alongside all this, she took dancing lessons until a growth plate injury put an end to her career early on, and so she turned her interest towards making music. In 2015, as only a 13-year-old, Billie began working on songs with her brother Phineas, who had already been making some of his own, and even was in a band called The Slideys at the time. But no matter the case, they recorded the songs She's Broken and Fingers Crossed, the former written by Phineas and the latter Billie, and released them on SoundCloud just for fun. In November the same year, Billie released the song Ocean Eyes, which originally was created for Phineas's band, until they decided it would better fit Billie's vocals, and so they gave it to her after her dance teacher asked them to write a song for choreography dope enough. Anyways, they uploaded the song to SoundCloud once again, but this time around it popped off, with several 100,000 listens in only 2 weeks, which caused Phineas's manager, Danny Russikin, to encourage him to help Billie develop a career of her own. Well, as you could probably guess, Phineas took the advice, and in January 2016, along with his manager, arranged a deal in which Apple Music signed Billie to A&R company Platoon, a company that helped support emerging artists before they got a major label contract, which was perfect for good old Billie. Soon after signing the deal, Billie got a publicist who connected her to the brand Chanel and helped shape her image from the get-go. And only a few months after all this, Billie released a music video for Ocean Eyes on her YouTube channel, gaining the attention of all sorts of music stations from BBC One to Zane Lowe and even Beats, as she got her name on the map from the very beginning. On June 23, 2016, Billie and Phineas released the song 6 Feet Under on SoundCloud as their second single, alongside a homemade video that dropped a week later, which dope enough was directed by Billie and edited by her mother. Fast forward only a few months later, and that August, Justin Loveliner, who noticed Billie after listening to Ocean Eyes, signed her to Darkroom and Interscope Records, and developed her rollout as an artist, taking inspiration from hip-hop artists like Chance the Rapper and Travis Scott to not rely on one single, and instead focus on creating a quote-unquote persona and distinct aesthetic. The label re-released 6 Feet Under and Ocean Eyes that November, and uploaded a dance performance music video for the latter to Billie's little old YouTube channel. Only a few months after all this, during the following January, Billie dropped numerous remixes for both her singles, and following the success, released the song Bellyache in February, with a music video in March. Only a week after releasing the video, Billie released the song Bored for the soundtrack of 13 Reasons Why, and around the same time did her first big performance at the South by Southwest Music Festival. Over the course of the next few months, Billie dropped all sorts of singles from Watch to Copycat to I Don't Wanna Be You Anymore and My Boy for her debut EP Don't Smile At Me. The EP was a sleeper hit, reaching number 14 on the Billboard 200, and led Billie to embark on the Don't Smile At Me tour that October, while around the same time dropping the song B-Words Broken Hearts in November on SoundCloud. Alongside all this, Billie's team was going ham, promoting her all over Spotify, getting her a short documentary, a live EP, and a Vince Staples collaboration on the song And Burn for the expanded edition of Don't Smile At Me. In February 2018, Billie went on her second headlining tour, dropped a cover of Hotline Bling, and re-released the B-Words Broken Heart song worldwide. But it was really that April when she dropped the song Lovely with Khalid that she really took off. Following the success of Lovely, that July Billie released the song You Should See Me in a Crown and performed at the Mopop Festival as she was slaying the music genre left and right, building momentum for the release of her single When the Party's Over that October, alongside her second annual 73 Questions with Vanity Fair and signing a talent contract with Next Management for fashion and beauty endorsements. Things were moving fast for Billie, and so that November she was placed on the Forbes 30 Under 30 list as only 16-year-old and dropped the single Come Out and Play, wrote for a holiday-themed Apple commercial, which I'm sure was a great commercial, so nice job Billie. But anyways, fast forward a bit, and in January 2019, Don't Smile at Me reached 1 billion streams on Spotify, making her the youngest artist to do so at only 17, and it was further proof that she was simply an anomaly. That same month, Billie dropped her third single, Bury a Friend, and When I Was Older for the film Roma, and that March the song Wish You Were Gay as her fourth single for her debut album, When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go, that dropped March of the following year. If you thought Don't Smile at Me did well, then When We All Fall Asleep blew it out of the water, as it debuted on the top of both the US and UK charts, making Billie the first artist born in the 2000s to do so in the States, and the youngest female ever to have a #1 album out there in England, and alongside the debut, broke the record for the most simultaneously charting Hot 100 songs for female artists with 14, with every song except for Goodbye making it up there. The fifth single from the album, Bad Guy, was dropped alongside the project and peaked at #1, breaking Lil Nas X's record-breaking 19-week run at the top, as she was the first artist born in the 2000s and the youngest artist in Skittle lore to do so. In April of that year, Billie began her When We All Fall Asleep tour at Coachella, which lasted until that November, around the same time that she released her next single, Everything I Wanted, got a whole bunch of Grammys, and was crowned the 2019 Billboard Woman of the Year. In January 2020, Billie was announced as a performer for the title track of the Bond film No Time to Die, and just like a billion times before, was the youngest artist to do so, with the track becoming her first #1 in the UK. Needless to say, things were going great, so even through the pandemic, she was able to do her thing with an at-home concert and the song Loilo for the Italians out there, as the last single for her debut album. That July, Billie dropped the song My Future, and in September released a collection of ukuleles with guitar manufacturer Fender. Then went on to win a whole bunch of Billboard awards in October, and around the same time did a livestream concert titled Where Do We Go to help those affected by the pandemic. In November, Billie dropped the single Therefore I Am, and the following month performed at the Jingle Ball. Then in January the following year, dropped the single Lo Vas a Olvidar, probably butchered that, featuring Rosalia for the soundtrack of Euphoria. And not too long after all this, dropped her own documentary titled Billie Eilish, The World's a Little Blurry, detailing her journey all the way from Ocean Eyes to becoming one of the biggest names in music. The film was praised by critics for its authenticity and an in-depth look at her rise, and upon that was a nice appetizer for the love that she got at the following Grammys, as she took home 2 awards, although in her own words, Megan Thee Stallion deserved to win for Record of the Year.
I was gonna write a speech about how you deserve this.
But no matter the case, that April, Billie announced that her second album, Happier Than Ever, would be released that July, and in the meantime dropped 3 more singles for the project, with the songs Your Power, Lost Cause, and NDA. To further promote the album, Billie released the concert film Happier Than Ever, a love letter to Los Angeles that September, and then went on a tour the following February, all the way until April of this year. Throughout that time, Billie won an Academy Award for Best Original Song with the Bond track No Time to Die, and became the youngest headliner to date for both Glastonbury and Coachella. Later the same year, Billie and Phineas wrote 3 songs for the Pixar film Turning Red, and that June she dropped the track TV while at a show in Manchester. And then the following month, Surprise released the 2-track EP Guitar Songs, with the aforementioned TV and the track The 30th, refusing to wait for her following album. And upon that, since she liked the idea of dropping songs after previewing them at live concerts without all that much marketing. In March of 2023, Billie made her acting debut in the TV show Swarm in the role of Eva, a leader of the cult inspired by the NXIVM, and received a whole lot of praise for her performance. So once again, nice job Billie. But anyways, recently Billie released the song What Was I Made For the Barbie movie, which is putting up numbies like always, and once again proof that Billie is an absolute unit when it comes to the music world. Although there's not a whole lot known about her next album, I'm sure that it's likely coming out either late this year or sometime in 2024, and I'm sure it'll be effing fantastic just like all her other stuff, and makes it all the more insane that she started this whole journey at only like 15, cause stuff like that just doesn't happen. All this to say, I hope Billie has a great career, all sorts of success, and her and Phineas do their thing for as long as their heart desires, cause they're one of the best duos out there, and without a doubt will go down in history when it's all said and done. I hope you enjoyed the video, Billy, Phineas, and everyone else watching, and you can subscribe and like if you want, but I don't really give a duck. Anyways, have a phenomenal day, week, life, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye. I'm just Ken, that's the end.